Hey guys, welcome back to the Low Ground podcast. And actually, guys, I do want to clarify something. Past couple episodes, I panicked when we had to close out the podcast, and I was like, stay on the low ground" or something like that. Yeah, I'm not trying to promote the low ground or say that it's good. It's to represent the quality of the podcast. That is why it's called the Low Ground podcast.
Also to represent our inferiority to Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I remember in the past two podcasts we just went stand the low ground as outro. It's just because I panicked and had no freaking clue what to say. So now that that's out of the way, I don't think that we've introduced ourselves in the past podcasts. I mean, I'm CJ. People know that if they watch my channel, which no one does. But yeah, you guys want to go ahead?
55 subscribers now? I think I saw.
Yeah,
Blondie's
55.
first.
Taking over
people.
PewDiePie, man.
55, road to 100K.
PewDiePie is next.
PewDiePie is next. We're
Alright,
coming
so
for you. Nobody's watching.
I am Peyton. I am CJ and
Blondie's
Josh's
first.
cousin. For those of you who do not know, my username is Top Shelf Tuna. It's the most epic username of all time. And in our previous two videos, I was the what was I? Was I Leia in the Empire
I
one?
don't know, dude. No one watched those. We got like 60 views on those.
I know. Who was I in the first one?
You were freaking. I don't remember.
Was I?
No.
I wasn't
you
Vader,
were-
was I?
You were Vader, yeah.
I was Vader. I was Vader, and I was
At the
Leia.
time, you were Master Flo Kun.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
in the first one, I echoed like crazy. I was like,
Yeah,
Other times have changed.
yeah.
Well,
Josh
anyway,
is a guy who sounds like he's on an Xbox headset because he is.
Well, yeah, Peyton already mentioned me. I'm Josh. I'm CJ's brother. Loco. My current username is Fallen Angels, but it's definitely subject to change.
I'm Casey. I haven't really mentioned my name at all. I'm probably by default the second oldest person here.
by default.
Yes.
Yep, that was a joke, by the way. They don't get. I don't know.
Clarify
It's hard to
Alright.
convey sense of humor. They can't really understand.
It's hard
you guys
to
can't
convey
get
sense of humor.
what's it called? The context of our humor. You don't really. I guess it's just something that comes with time. But I'm Casey, and I have a $15 headset from Walmart that I bought 5 years ago. So if
No.
this audio is any good, I'd be shocked.
No, your audio is actually pretty good. It's better than Josh's.
You've
Anyway,
lit-
let's get into the meat, the spicy meat of this podcast. All right, Minions
Delicious.
are taking over society. All right. So ever since the Despicable Me franchise got a stupid amount of success, it's been ridiculous. So can I just start out by saying that Despicable Me 1 was actually a pretty good movie. I
I
liked
did
it.
enjoy it. Though not as
I'd
much
agree.
as Megamind, which was
But now
the same.
now they're taking the udders of the cow that is Despicable Me and milking it until it's literally a shriveled just a mess. It feels like a plastic bag in your hands because of how little moisture there is in that cow. All right. They're milking it so much.
Listen, okay, Gru is such a different character. He almost reminds me of Dr. Doofenshmirtz, but not as funny.
Hey man, do not insult Dr. Doof. That man is a legend.
Well, listen, they're both rich geniuses that have a soft spot for children and are bald. Or no, they're not bald. But they both have giant noses, so that's the more you know.
Yeah, but Groot is more a lab coat.
But yeah, what I was
He's not
getting
a
at,
And
pharmacist.
Doofenshmirtz doesn't have a bunch of little buddies with him that have completely taken over society.
yeah, that's true.
He tried in the one
That's what-
potato army one with his
That's right.
with his Mongol army.
Dude, why didn't the
Bugging.
Mongols become the new Minions? Why don't I have a Mongol backpack?
Yes.
A potato
Exactly.
backpack.
And that's precisely the problem, is that there's Minion merchandise, and I'm sick of seeing it. I'm sick of
We
it.
truly do live in a society.
Dude, I was
Small
running.
yellow Tic Tacs just yell at the screen. Children laugh, and Illumination rolls around and saves money.
Guy,
I was-
funny yellow man did a thing. That's
Yeah.
that's just memes. And okay,
Wait a minute.
forget what I said. You know why? Because every Minion meme on Facebook or Google Images, it has nothing to do with a Minion
Oh,
at all. It'll say something like if you're having a bad day, you can do it. Not everybody has this problem, whatever, and then it'll just have a Minion on it.
Mondays
Yeah.
be like Fridays be like, oh my gosh.
I think in a
crave
way
so
to
hard.
say this very nicely and without like being, I don't know what the word is. I'm in some way offensive to Karens. Like
Conveying sense of humor.
older women, middle-aged women, it seems like
Middle-aged
have
moms.
really utilized this on Facebook, and it's just kind of blown up there, and that kind of like
Memes.
it's
So-
just ridiculous.
While we're
Meme
talking about
machine.
this, like on the screen, I'll flash just some images of some really bad Minion memes.
Okay, yes.
Oh yeah.
Include the
Right
the
now.
Gru ship, the Grugati, the Grun Buggy, and the Suba Gru.
Well, the reason why Minion
Okay,
memes are
listen,
so bad is
right
because
now.
there is no setup and there is no punchline. And if the punchline is there, it's usually some sort of some self. Yeah, I can't speak. It's some type of self-deprecating joke about how insane you are or how fat you are. Nothing
What?
else.
Deal with Minion
true.
memes.
I want you to find me one good Minion meme that's used in the context of the Minion movie, one of the ones from the Despicable Me franchise that's actually used in a good context as a meme. Not just some weird phrase slapped onto a minion. No.
It
Well, that's the
can't be an ironic Minion meme.
I need just one.
Well, no, think about this, guys, because like
Trying to take
Minions
itself
don't have
seriously.
any memorable quotes. There's not like a thing the Minions say that can be applied. Like "I love democracy." It's hello,
I liked it when he said,
hello.
Beto, Beto,
Ba, ba,
Beto,
ba.
Beto,
There's no
Beto,
character. That's the
Ba, ba,
thing.
Beto.
ba, ba,
To be
na, na.
memeable, it has to have some kind of character. Minions,
I
like
liked it
they're
when
all
the
just
minion
flat.
said,
Like there's
"Justice
nothing
League."
there.
If it's a
Yeah.
meme, it means it can be applied to many different things and be funny.
I think that's part of the problem is that because they're so vague, people can do so many different things. It's literally just a character. It's like how if Baby Yoda would have gotten out of control anymore, that's what Minions is like. Imagine they made 3 Baby Yoda movies with a Baby Yoda spin-off.
Well, yeah,
True.
Baby Yoda was also pretty much killed by overexposure. This is the thing. Baby Yoda is actually pretty cute, and if you watch the show, he's not standing there getting shot with a fart gun and like getting his head smashed in by something every 5 seconds.
Kevin,
Like
I mean, like it's. I think it really shows how something can be ruined by overexposure. It doesn't matter how good it is, and like that's. I'm not to say that Minions are that good in the first place. It's not like I hated them. Like as a young child watching the first movie, I was like, oh, cool, yeah. I mean, like,
yeah, I think they're mildly humorous.
yeah. It's not, but it's not something where it's like, wow, they were so good, and now because of overexposure, now they're bad.
I literally
It's just
pooped my
it's like
pants
something
so much
mediocre,
how
and
funny
it
it
got worse.
was.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that.
did you just attempt to relate this to
Well,
real
like
life
Minions,
society?
Baby Yoda. Are there any other examples of that? I'm trying to think of like
In
something
recent
that was.
years, yeah, I don't think
Are
that
you
Baby Yoda is
are you
nearly as
seriously
bad
trying
as
to
Minions
relate
at
this to
all.
real life society,
Yeah,
Casey?
it's not as bad.
You're trying to like you're trying to make this
What's
like a
what was I gonna say?
serious issue. You're like, this shows how overexposure is a major problem in our
I kind
society.
of
We live
feel
in a
like that
society.
about the Office fan base. Like not
Oh, yeah.
necessarily the show, just like the fan base. Like I don't know.
Right. There could be,
What happened?
yeah, there could be something that you like, but if enough people are like super fans about it to like a serious degree, and are obnoxious about it, it just gets
Fortnite.
annoying. It's like,
Like
yeah,
here,
exactly, Fortnite.
I got a perfect example. Five Nights at Freddy's. Super interesting lore. Very intricately made series. Very, very smart narrative made by a very talented man who knew what he was doing. The fan base took that, completely killed it. Besides the theorizing community, there's like the fan art, the fan fiction, just like painted a super bad name for those games. And I never really played those games. I just kind of liked watching game theories videos on them. But
Yeah.
holy crap, is the community bad? The theorist community is cool, but the other half.
Yeah. Okay, and another thing I will say about that is that it's not just the fans' fault either. Illumination Studios is definitely feeding into this because the Minions have a much expanded role in the second one and the third one, and they even got their own spin-off movie. So I think they definitely know the marketability of the Minions.
Banana.
Have you seen Illumination's work, dude? They made the Secret Life of Pets movie. They're not trying. That's the most safe corporate movie I've ever seen. Is probably the Secret Life of Pets.
think I got a
Yeah.
single reaction out of it. Like I felt no emotions watching it. Like I
It was
just kind of blandly stared at the screen and like
Finding
multitasked
Nemo.
while I did it. Yeah.
it
was
was
like
Finding
background
Nemo on
literally.
land.
Listen, do you know the moment when I was in the theaters watching The Secret Life of Pets, the moment I knew that it was going to be a really bad movie when he went, "Oh, Max, we got to get back home." I'm like, it's gonna
Oh
be
no, it's gonna be one of the
it's gonna
funniest
be one of
Sharky
those.
movies
a
where the
returning
two
from home,
characters who didn't like
point
each
A
other
to
at the beginning come closer, and then at the end they face some massive challenge and overcome it together, and then they'll live happily ever after, learn to accept each other as friends.
and of course it's a
Wow.
going from point A to point B, going home movie. Like that's been done to death so many times.
We live in a
Hey,
society.
some
Freaking
movies can
like
do it right.
road trip
Toy
movie.
Story 1. Toy Story 1 is a great example of how to do that correctly. All right, Secret Life of Pets is how you. Okay, first of all, that movie lied to us. It's not the Secret Life of Pets. It's the life of pets when someone gets endangered and they race across the entire city to save them.
Yeah.
I went
This
in
is
there. I went in there expecting to see like some clever humor, some like an underground society of animals and how they act when we're away. Maybe some nods to things only pet owners would like understand. But no, they just
no
went with generic.
Spy Kids, but with dogs.
Have you guys seen Spy Kids? It's so unnerving. Don't watch it.
Which Spy
Well, yeah. I
Kids?
mean, I used to watch those
They're
like
like 8.
if they came on like Nickelodeon or something,
I saw the
or
Right,
like
right.
I
and
think
I've never
what
been
was
the
it
same
called?
since.
They have them on Hulu, I think. So like we watched them a couple years ago.
I think they're on Netflix. They might be.
Yeah,
That like
I think
early
they've just put them on a lot of
2000s
stuff.
CGI.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean,
That's
it's
good
just
stuff.
funny when you see like a bad movie or like a movie that's overly safe. It's
That wasn't even safe.
kind of
I
straying
like
from Minions, but you know, it's
Those
just
I like
movies like
movies that are bad but actually try. Like I've never seen this movie before. I mean, it's rated R and stuff, but The Room, you've probably heard of it. It's Tommy Wiseau. You're tearing me apart, Lisa. Hi, doggy. That movie, you've probably heard of it. It's an awful movie. It's really bad, but he was really trying. It's hilarious. From the scenes that I've seen, it's like it's got a cult following. It's like one of the funniest movies of all time, from what I've heard. But it's really bad. I
That
like
kind of reminds me of the prequels, Star Wars prequels.
give
well,
it a You Tried award, and
yeah,
Will love it
I
to
don't
death.
think I don't think that the prequels are so bad. They're funny though.
I mean, some parts of episode 2 are
Okay,
pretty
yeah.
No,
laughable.
this
Yeah.
pretty much summarizes the fan base's relationship with the prequels. At least most fans.
I
It's
think
like
what it is though is
yeah.
that like at least it was out there. At least it was a story that hadn't been told before, you know?
Right.
Like it was something that was taking a risk. Like I can respect that so much more than say The Secret Life of Pets or something like that where it's just like the safest, like you said, like a corporate it's just ridiculous.
It's an assembly line movie.
It's
Like
hard to watch stuff like
Secret Life
that.
of Pets is like the kind of movie that if someone kidnapped me, threw me in their basement, had a gun to my head, it was like write a movie. Like I'd probably write something like that because it's like, of course,
Yeah.
the first thing. You know,
Yeah.
Okay, so hear me out. We have some cute animals, right? And it's gonna be about the secret life, except for totally not. They're gonna.
yeah. Didn't okay,
This
so
is this is
Illumination also made the Lorax movie. So I want to start by saying, dude, I actually like the Lorax movie. However,
yeah.
there's a huge crippling flaw in that movie, and that completely just missed the point of the original book. It wasn't just about how chopping trees is bad. It's about how consumerism can be like super damaging to the environment and how just like the oversaturation of that kind of stuff in society is a bad thing. Stuff like that.
society.
we live in a
Yeah.
society.
But it wasn't just about the trees and stuff like that. It was kind of a warning about how we were treating not only our environment, the way that we kind of treat okay, before I talk anymore, I don't want to make it sound like I'm like against capitalism and I want to like become the USSR or anything. That's not
Socialism, people.
yeah.
Bernie
When
had something.
No, that's not what I was saying. I don't think it was anti-capitalism. I just think it was more just like warning of the way that
Greedy consumerism
yeah,
and stuff.
greedy consumerism. I think that was more of it.
Yeah. And I think going back to Minions, they definitely knew what they were doing with putting the Minions in because, like I said earlier, they're super marketable. So eventually, they just knew, okay, kids are gonna freaking love these little guys. Like they speak nonsense, they talk like little kids, and they're adorable. So
Yeah,
kids are gonna want.
I do appreciate the design and how simplistic it is. I mean, that's smart on the artist's
Yeah.
decision. You have something like Sonic or Mario; they're super simple, like, and
Dude, but
that's what
even
makes
in the second movie, isn't that the one with the El Macho guy or whatever? And
Yeah.
they get like the purple minions. You're trying to tell me that you, as an 8-year-old kid, would not beg your mom for a purple minion toy? Like,
things look
Yeah,
freaking.
'cause you got to have that one with the
Pretty
yellow
disturbing.
minions,
exactly.
and then
Those
they'd
things
have
are
fights and stuff. Exactly.
Okay, so wait, out of
I can't speak
curiosity,
for other kids, but personally, I if I actually like had that kind of stuffed animal like in my bed and I rolled over and saw that thing looking back at me, I would probably wet myself. And I don't know. It's
how many
Yeah.
Despicable Me movies have you
I
guys
didn't
seen?
like that design very much.
I've seen Despicable Me 1, 2, Minions, and like half of 3 before I stopped caring.
Yeah, me
Watched
too.
all of
I've
3.
seen every single one.
Yeah, I mean, how much are you guys gonna bet they're gonna make a 4? Like, I'm willing to bet money they're gonna make a 4.
Well, they're making a Minions movie too, aren't
I'm
they?
look up.
Are you kidding me?
Despicable Me.
First
Rise of
Minions
Gru.
movie.
Rise of Gru,
4.
right?
That's right.
That's
That's right.
where
That's
the
right.
meme format came from. Yes,
Oh
I
yeah,
am
that's right. They're
pretty
making one about him as
despicable.
a kid.
Yes, I'm so
Hey,
despicable.
hey guys, I have bad news.
What's that?
Despicable Me 4 is official.
Oh wow.
I mean,
Oh, they
I
said
looked it up on Google and it says Despicable Me 4 is the upcoming 4th installment in the Despicable Me film series, an upcoming sequel to 2017's Despicable Me 3. Wait, that was
That was
2017?
3 years ago.
That felt like last year. What the heck?
Yeah, I feel like Despicable Me 3 came out like at least like around the same time as Endgame.
I guess
Jeez,
that's
I'm
how every
old.
movie feels though. Like when it comes out in your lifetime, it feels like it was yesterday. That's like 10 years ago.
It's like
When
it's
did
like
yeah, but
Wait, when did
you guys
Minions
want to
come
feel
out?
old though? You guys want to feel old? Despicable Me 1 came out 1 decade ago.
Are you serious? 2010?
Freaking crazy.
2010.
No
Toy
way.
Story 3 came out like
I was only 6 years old.
2000
I remember being
That's
in
pretty
kindergarten
crazy.
and watching Toy
something.
Story 3 or like
Toy
first
Story
grade.
3, wasn't it like
Yeah.
2011?
Now there is a good movie though.
Can I say,
I
dude,
enjoyed
Toy
that.
Story,
33.
every single Toy Story movie is great. There's not one
Yeah.
bad Toy Story movie.
I feel like Toy Story is the only. I feel like it would be super easy for a movie only about toys. Well, it's not only about toys, but for a movie about toys, it would be super easy for them to only market it so they could sell more toys. But it really didn't feel that way. 'Cause
There was a lot of soul behind that movie.
the
A lot of
designs of
heart.
the characters and the plot and stuff wasn't really pandering to kids as much as some of the other
Well, yeah, because
movies have been.
Pixar doesn't just make movies for kids. They make movies with a lot of mature themes, you know? Like,
Yeah, but that can still be enjoyed by kids, obviously.
yeah. Which like
That's
like,
Pixar's main thing, which is like I in the recent years they've kind of strayed away from that a bit. They make some good movies here and there in the recent years, but they've kind of good. I feel like maybe Disney has had something to do with this. They've kind of been
Pixar?
targeted more towards children, but like Pixar is basically like the opposite of Illumination. You know, they make high quality films targeted to adults that can also be enjoyed by kids. And then
Right.
Illumination's just like fart joke. Now laugh and give me your money.
Also, need I remind you, Illumination Studios is also the same people that brought you the Emoji Movie.
yeah,
No, that was
Oh
Sony.
my god.
that was Sony, dude.
That was Sony?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad, dude.
I
My
think
bad.
it's funny though
also-
that you're comparing them because like they're totally compatible. If you told me that if I didn't know, I would totally believe you if you said that Minions is made by Illumination.
But you
Not
know what's even more
Illumination.
shocking?
It's even more
The
shocking.
same people who made the Emoji Movie made Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Or, dude, that's like night and day.
Wasn't that
That's
like in the same year too, or like within a year of each other?
Problem these
Yeah,
days.
How do you make
This
the emoji?
this kind of brought me into a realization with like the whole film industry. The problem is that everyone's trying to play it too safe, whether it's intentional or not, just because they can. Like Disney is at a point where they don't have to take risks.
It's
They
called
could just
That's
crank
right.
out fake corporate movies and like it's fine, like easy plots, stuff like that. You know, no big deal. And then other companies are trying to overcome Disney, perhaps like just like competitors, but like they don't want to do anything too out there because Disney's already getting success.
Yeah, I mean, like
So they're
I
trying to
mean,
just
last
do
time
what
I
Disney's
checked,
doing.
Disney owns 27% of the film industry, which is a massive number. it's ridiculous how much of a monopoly they have over it.
Yeah,
I think
that's
that specifically the way they've been treating Star Wars is a perfect example of we literally don't care. Pump something out, it's gonna sell. You know.
Go watch that video. It's
Yeah,
actually on
exactly.
CJ's channel.
Welcome to the
How
Low
Disney
Ground
and
Podcast.
Lucasfilm treat Star Wars.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the Low Ground Podcast. We can't spend a half hour without complaining about the sequels.
Dude, it's like in my blood. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyways, you know that movie Soul that Pixar was gonna come out with
I saw a trailer for that.
Changed it. It looked like, and I was really hoping it was gonna be real like more of like a more mature film, but it almost seems like now it's gonna be more of like a
Side Out. Yeah.
kiddie film. And I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
doesn't the guy freaking die within like the first couple minutes or something?
yeah, or something like that. Man's dies.
I'm interested to see how that goes.
That's pretty epic. Whip and Nene moment on the man who died.
Enter Fortnite dance here.
I love how like things like the Whip and Nene and the Stanky like have just been turned into memes now. Like ironic memes.
Stanky, like,
People
well,
only
I mean,
men-
if you named a dance the Stanky, like, you had it coming.
Listen, like even though it's only been a couple years, whenever people mention those dances, it's to make fun of them. You know.
Yeah.
Like if you stanky leg every time Goose says society.
Yes, no, you know, those challenges where it's like drink every time they say.
That reminds me, I was
every time
talking
we say-
earlier about like the life cycle of a meme, and we were talking about that before we started recording. That's
Right.
kind of like exactly the same thing. It's funny when you live through all the phases of something. Like when you're there, when you're actually stanky legging at school for coolness, you know, and then you see it like 3 years later where it's not cool. It's just funny to go through all that
Remember when dabbing?
personally.
When the
Yeah.
dabbing was your thing. Now when you dab, it's just like people know you're joking. You know.
No,
Yeah,
even if
but
you dab-
so like there
even
was a
if you
time
dab
when
around.
it was cool. There was a time when it was unspeakable to dab, and now that it's okay to dab because it's a joke.
It's ironic.
It's like
yeah.
it's
a
just
joke.
funny.
It's kind of hard not to feel like cringe every time. If you dab, like it's
If you
weird.
dab
Like that's another
actually
thing.
think it's cool. That is, in the words of Pyrocynical, that's cringe.
Okay, hold on. Another thing. Speaking of like dance moves and like phases, the floss. I remember when the floss was just kind of like a new thing that not a lot of people could do, and so our neighbor across the street, shout out to Carter, taught me how to do it. And there was like me and like a couple other people I knew that knew how to do it, and there wasn't really a name for it yet, and so we were just doing it, and it was like just a small group thing, and then literally the entire world, as
Everywhere you go, you will see the flossing dance. You will see it.
international.
Oh, you will see it in France. Bonjour. Flossing with my homies. Yeah, I'm flossing with the cops. Flossing on the block.
We're gonna
I'm
get
sitting with
copyrighted.
that
We're
Billy
gonna
Rock.
get
This is why
copyrighted.
it's funny, all right? Listen, guys, this is
Oh
why
my
it's funny.
gosh, you know-
So the floss dance, like Josh said, it was only done by a few people. It was kind of cool. It got overexposed by society. It was put in Fortnite, completely ruined.
Society.
And then, so like the meme was already dead. Months down the line, then they released the flossing song. So it was already way out of date. It just hammered the final nail in the coffin for the floss.
Yeah, I think Fortnite, especially is a big contributor to killing, especially dance moves.
Well, it's
Which is
because like
killing
yeah,
kids in general.
the Fortnite is in terms of dance moves a trend jumper. You know that they see a
Yeah.
cool thing, put it in here. The kids think it's cool, it'll sell well, and I get it. It's a business tactic. They got to make their money through V-Bucks. Like, but
Right.
they stole Jack's Films Deep Dab, and I will never forgive them for
Use
that.
creator code Jax Films with your purchases, please.
Yes. So we live in a society where Fortnite can steal from Jackson's. Ooh, challenge for the viewers, for the
Sponsored.
2 viewers. Every time we say society, do the stanky leg. Also, every time Casey cuts me off
Do
when
a deep
I'm
dive.
about to tell a
But you
joke,
didn't have
do
to
the stanky
cut
leg,
me
which
off.
you'd only do it twice when Casey cut me off. But it's weird that it happened twice.
What is the stanky like? I completely forget what it is.
So basically, your leg is on the floor, you're on the ball of your foot on one of your hands, and you just like imagine your leg is as stanky.
I'm gonna
as
be
it can
honest. I don't even
possibly
remember.
be, and just
I used to be
stank
good at
the
it though. I
leg.
know that.
I'm
What-
doing it
what
right
I'm
now,
in-
but you can't see me because I'm non-existent to you.
What I'm visualizing right now is someone whose right leg has gone completely limp, and they only have feeling in their left leg. So they're
Yeah,
just
that's pretty much
shuffling
it.
across the floor,
Yeah.
trying to function. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Yeah. While I was doing that, I also want to point out, like, to my Fortnite point. One thing about overexposure is that once it becomes popular enough, there's gonna be a pretty large amount of little kids that eventually get to it, and that just makes it cringe.
Like the
I
word
think the
simp
hardest thing
or
about
boomer.
trends for people our age these days is that it's popular for so little time. And even if it's
Mm.
like still semi-popular, adults get a hold of it and then it becomes marketed and stuff, and by then it just seems dead. And
Yeah.
that like
Oh,
helps kill it
The
always.
OK Boomer meme is a perfect example, dude. Back in like
Yes.
March of 2019, well before the meme was like mainstream. Dolan Dark was using that when like he was reacting to, the elders reacting to him on the Fire
That's right.
channel. If you don't know, Dolan Dark is like a big meme YouTube channel, and like the elders be
The
like,
Duck
I
Boy.
just don't think this thing is that good, or just whatever, and he would put a bunch of dojis on the screen with just text to speech saying OK Boomer. And it was
Put it on
funny
screen right
because
now.
like at the time the meme wasn't like widely used. In fact, I think he was one of the first people to use it. And it was just kind of funny just poking fun at old people, you know. And then like well down the line, you know, like an adult speaks and then like, you know, like all the little kids like, okay, boomer, I got him. Look how funny I am. You know, it just completely killed it.
Yeah, and I feel like with the simp meme, I'm surprised that hasn't gone that road yet. I feel like the joke is still alive and well, which is weird because
It's like I kind of wish simp wasn't so used because I feel like that if we didn't use it a lot, it could actually have some punch to it, so we can make fun of people who like throw their money down the drain at people online.
Hmm.
I think that'd be nice, but since people like just use it so frequently, it's kind of like what PewDiePie said. The joke is that it's overused, and that's the joke at this point.
Yeah.
if you respect women, you're a simp. Period.
But like,
No,
yeah, I
that's
do
the
think
joke.
that
That's the funny
as
joke.
much so that when we did call someone that, it actually had some weight behind it.
And that's
Right.
a fact.
For that.
That's also why I hate jumping on trends with this kind of stuff. Whenever there's like a buzzword, I immediately hate it because I know like a month down the line, it's gonna be like
Yeah.
the cringiest thing on the
Yeah.
planet.
People invest so much into some trends that just burn out so quickly.
Actually,
The
the only
hype
people
train.
that is like meme YouTube channels like Grandy
Yeah,
or
I mean,
something.
people hop on the hype train for stuff, and it's not just like using phrases or dances. There's like everyone fidget spinners. Like
I was just gonna say, yeah.
lasted about like 6 or 7 months, but people were spending a lot of money on some of them just for the trend to burn out fairly quickly. Like
I ordered one from like China
You also
Yeah.
paid 15
for like
bucks for a kid
$15.
at school to spray paint it gold. He
Dude, I
did that.
remember
you not know you can get a can of spray
on
paint
vacation.
yourself for like $8.
I bought one on vacation and almost immediately regretted it. I'm like, what do I do with this?
So I
I'm
just
like, what do I do with
Right.
this? Like after 5 minutes, like this is not gonna
Listen,
mean anything.
If you're chasing trends just for the like just for the sake of it, that's not gonna be happiness that lasts you that long. Find something that you know you're gonna like a month from now, 2 months from now.
I mean, like, admittedly, fidget spinners are kind of cool just because like the magnets in them make them feel weird when you turn it and stuff. The weird thing with fidget spinners though is that like I feel like there was a time it wasn't like they slowly fizzled out. It just like flatlined, you know. It was like
Yeah.
it was killed. I don't know how.
So it's
But
so
I just feel
weird
like fidget
because
spinners were
I'll tell you
there and
exactly
gone.
why. I'll tell you exactly why. Because when people started using them, like they all had to be ordered and stuff. Like nobody could just find one. Once like manufacturers caught on to that and they started selling them in like dollar stores and crap, like it just became so cringe because they were just everywhere. And like children at the age of like 5 had like 10 of them.
And that might
See,
be
that's
because like
Just overuse.
I don't feel like it was like a slow fizzling. I felt like it was
Oh
there.
yeah,
And
no.
yeah, like you said, it did just flatline it because trends like that they just like disappear without a trace. Like one day it's the hottest thing in the world, and then the next it's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but I mean, like you mentioned the simp meme. I feel like that's fizzling out more so. I don't feel like that's like getting more
Yeah, that's been a while. That's been around for a while. I have to
like 4 or 5 months.
reluctantly tip my hat to that one.
No one has not been killed by overexposure. Rickroll.
Rickrolls?
So like
Yeah.
this is
Forever.
weird though. Rickrolls now are less like it's so funny. It's like, ha, we got you. You're mad now,
It's like the
aren't you?
Gotham meme. Do you guys remember the Gotham meme? Like you would put your like your hand in like an OK sign or whatever, and then put it below your knee or whatever, and be like, "Hey, look what's on my shoe!" Ha!
Got
Got
him.
him.
Yeah, I
Now
never
I get to
understood that. There really
slap you.
was no punchline.
Yeah.
The punchline was got him. Any joke whose punchline is got him is a bad joke, no
Then
matter
it-
how good the setup.
And then it happens enough that somebody's like, "Okay, ha, you got me," and then it's just like, "Shut up."
Dragon Age Origins is on sale on Steam.
More
I'm not
you
gonna-
know. Flash the more you know on the screen.
Random thought. When you said jumping trends a bit ago, CJ, just for the record, I want it to be known that I thought at first you said jumping trains.
Yeah,
I was
dude,
getting
I'm
super
Indiana Jones.
confused.
Just jumping
Like,
trains.
It's like when everyone's
No.
just jumping trains, and I'm like, whoa, what?
It's like
When
the
did we go
Polar
from
Express,
overexposure to jumping trains? Although
the Polar
jumping trains
Express.
is a cool topic of conversation. Segue. I'm just joking. That's probably not a good topic of conversation
Dude,
for a
that's like
podcast.
the guy in the Polar Express, the homeless ghost guy that's on the top. That's like
Yeah.
do that sweet train jumping scene.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Freaking.
Let's go find that girl.
Kylo Ren.
Let's go. Let's
Where's
go
the girl?
find that girl. Where's the girl? Bring her to me.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's go for night
as
girl.
many problems as I did have with the sequels. Okay, never mind. I take back what I was about to say. They totally did try to sell a bunch of toys to us. Remember when C-3PO had a red arm?
That was like the most blatant cash grab.
They even
Hey
he
guys,
mentioned it in the movie.
you know what? They were sitting at a table like, you know what? As everybody already has a C-3PO, how on earth are we going to sell more C-3POs? It's impossible. Ooh, what if we changed him? Sure, do it. You know, what are you going to do with him? We're going to give him a red arm. You know, why not? Just shove the toys out the door. You know, we're going to make money.
I would have liked it if they did something whack, like gave him a third eye or something.
Yeah.
Like
One of those whack
Third leg.
religions. Hokey religion.
right. They
Or
can't
like
mess-
took off his head or something.
like made him able to read ancient Sith texts. That would be pretty cool.
That'd be
They
pretty
should have
whack.
given him like a shoulder-mounted rocket or something like that.
Yeah, like War Machine.
That launches a plastic missile when you shoot it.
They could have
Yeah.
just made him a hand grenade. He could have just been a talking hand grenade.
Guys,
I feel like
remember,
Yes.
that
remember
you
You
would
just
sell
pull his
much
head
more
off.
toys that way.
remember in Attack of the Clones when R2-D2 was dragging his head over to his body in the Geonosian arena, and he goes, "I'm so beside myself right now."
Yeah,
bet-
I
I bet
literally
you-
physically just cringed.
I bet George
Oh.
Lucas was like slapping his knee super hard, like, I made it funny, guys.
He's beside himself, dude.
How do you do,
Good
fellow kids?
morning.
Sorry, George, I love you. Please come back.
Miss you. Stop ignoring our calls.
Wish you were here.
Anyway, a joke I was going to make earlier before Casey cut me off about the prequels, like in the Ant-Man movie where he gives her Ant-Man, he gives his daughter the like doll, and she's like, "It's so ugly, I love it." I feel like that's
Yeah.
how most prequel fans are about the prequels. Like, that joke, like I'm beside myself. Like, it's so ugly,
Right.
I love it.
Well, dude, you look on like sites like r/prequel memes and stuff. Everyone knows the prequels are kind of bad. I mean, they'll defend Revenge of the Sith with their life, but if you talk crap about the Phantom Menace or Attack of the Clones, they'll be like, yeah.
It's reasonable.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Right, but you can still enjoy them.
Yeah, I
And
feel like
Yeah.
you
still
can,
fun
you can
movies to
like
watch.
something while acknowledging it's not very good.
I
Like,
feel like some people might have that kind of relationship with the sequels.
I'm sure they do. I don't know.
Someone
I
we know,
know-
maybe.
No, but
Awkward sound.
obviously you can like whatever you like. I'm not, but I think a lot of people do have that relationship with the sequels where they're like, yeah, I realize that a lot of people don't like this, and it's probably not objectively good, but I really like it, and I think
This
we all
guy-
have movies and stuff like that,
When are
Yeah.
you
or bad movies that we love.
I talk to my friends about like video games or movies and everything like that. And a lot of people, especially some of my friends, have no idea how to separate this is bad and I don't like it. Those are two separate things. All right. Destiny 2 isn't bad. I just don't like it. And I'm willing to say that. I'm not going to sit up here and be like, Destiny 2 is an objectively bad game. I think
People
Destiny
don't know
1's
the difference between objective and subjective.
yeah.
Correct.
Like, I think Destiny 1 is objectively a bad campaign. But I think I have a case against that. But, you know, if someone came up to me and was like, hey, I love Destiny 2 and I think you're wrong about that, I'd be like, cool. I just
Right.
personally don't like it. It's not for me.
Right. If you're having fun, that's all that matters, I guess.
Yeah, I don't understand how people, like, if someone, like, in a video acknowledges what they're saying is an opinion, what that means is I'm not acknowledging this as objectively correct, and I'm not saying you're wrong for thinking otherwise. And yet people
Except our Star Wars character
disliking
tier
the
list is
video.
100% right.
They're like, I'm disliking the video. You're wrong. You know, like, how can someone be wrong about an opinion? That's impossible. You know?
I love how we went from Minions to this, but I do want to say about the world in general today. I think the biggest problem of everything going on is people think that because someone has a different opinion than them, it means that the other person is fully against them and thinks that they're wrong and is trying to change their mind.
If you're
Like,
not with me, then
yeah.
You're my enemy.
Who cares?
Like, everybody is entitled to their own opinions, and by the definition of opinion, it's something that they think subjectively. It should have nothing to do with anybody else. I don't understand why people get so offended by that. Like when someone says
hey.
their opinion is this, it's like, dude.
For example, yeah, like episode 8 and 9 of Star Wars, some of my least favorite movies of all time. I hate them. I think they're like steaming piles of dog crap. But if someone else likes them, I really could not care less. In fact, I am legitimately glad there are people out there that like those movies, you know?
Yeah. If you can give me a solid argument or just say, yeah, I'm not really sure why I like it, I just kind of do it. Like, that's understandable. I can hear that. I have stuff that I like that I know is stupid.
I think a reason why you like something is different than an argument why it's good or bad, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I can come to you and present information like, this is how I'm backing it up, this is how it's good, or I can just go, I like it. And you can't argue with someone that they like something. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's impossible.
Impossible. They're breaking through. I'm sorry.
Every time that we either say the word society or bring up the idea of society or promote one of the videos on CJ's channel, do the stanky leg.
Stanky leg.
You will be dead by the end of the video.
You will be dead. Time to stanky leg on the minions. Casey died. In parentheses. Question
Okay,
mark.
like, actual question. If you could beat one minion to death with a baseball bat, who would it be?
I would choose the one that's always complaining about society that really gets on my nerves. Too preachy.
The little one, Bob.
I just want to punt that thing, bro. Like
I'd be
This brings in the concept of love cute and want to kill it cute.
Yes, yes.
Like Ice Age
So
Baby.
yeah, you've got Ice Age Baby, you've got Bob. Like that's not the same thing as Baby Yoda, you know? Like
Right.
it's different, and there's two, and I've known that since like I was a young child. Like there's like some things that are supposed to be cute, I just want to kill. Like I don't know. It's just
true. He has
just
mentioned
life.
that multiple times.
Yeah. Like I mean, come on.
Yeah, I would beat to death Stuart.
Stuart?
Banana guy.
He's the
I
guy.
don't know,
Yeah,
I think Stuart's kind of a giga chad.
he
I
has
would
a
not do it.
ukulele. He's got the ukulele. He's got the parted hair.
Stuart plays
Either-
ultra mega
Ukulele.
ukulele
Is
to
he
get
the
the
short,
to get the
short and
chicks,
stout
dude.
one? Yeah, he's actually. I wouldn't mess with him, dude. He's kind of a giga chad. He probably has some kind of weapon of something hiding in the ukulele. You already know.
I'd beat
The
up
guy
Kevin.
in all the memes where like his hand is up towards his face. That's Carl. I hate him too.
Carl. The fact that you know his name
No, I'm
shows
Googling
how
him.
like
Oh
infected
no, he's googling. He's
society
I'm looking
has
him on
become.
Google.
Do
I have
the
a separate
stanky
tab
leg.
with him.
I said society.
Said society. You know what that means.
Talk to do this.
Stanky leg over to the like button.
Can I
Stanky
ask you guys a
legging so
question?
many times that
Have you guys
Casey died?
noticed-
Question mark.
In a lot of like Minion media and like posters and even in the movies, they just straight up show the Minions' butts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
they're
that's
very liberal with the use of actual butts.
Because
which is
little
so
kids are
weird.
like, "Oh, hot butts are funny." I never actually saw a butt
But like
before.
as someone who my age, that's so uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Like,
can confirm. Well, I'm not your age, but
you're 2 years. You're not that younger. You're basically the same age. We're not that far apart. We're not so different, you and I.
you're not.
That's ridiculous.
I feel like that's been in like every like generic action movie ever.
Thank you, like every
Mulan. It
time
was in
there's been a
Mulan. It
movie.
was in Mulan.
Really?
For those of you who watch it,
Oh.
yeah, the witch lady and Mulan. The
Oh,
witch
the new
lady does
Mulan.
like a "We're not
How,
so different, you and I" with
how was the
Mulan.
new Minion movie? How was it not? How was the new Mulan movie? I heard it was
What's the new
garbage.
Minion movie?
I like watched like bits of it. Like I kind of like fast forwarded through like most of it. I just wanted to see like little bits and clips. And like honestly, it's like they took the original movie, right? They sucked all of the good stuff out of it, and they left in the crappy stuff, and then blew that crappy stuff up and stretched it out into a movie.
Is it funny? I'm
Absolutely
assuming
not.
not. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Probably
It
not.
sounds like
They
none
put
of
it
the
on
actors
YouTube.
even like really speak English that well.
Oh, I mean, I've heard the person who plays Mulan is apparently pro Hong Kong police.
What?
Which we're not making a statement.
Liberate Hong Kong! Stanky
Liberate
leg!
Hong Kong.
The
Stanky
Chinese
leg
Do a
for
mafia
Hong
stanky
Kong.
leg.
got
Stanky leg on
Stanky
the
leg
Hong
for
Kong
Hong
police.
Kong.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think I know enough about the whole Hong Kong protests to like take a stance on it, but I do think that if your human rights are being violated, then yeah, I would go with the people's side. Anyways, I don't want to get political here.
Yeah, I don't want to get political,
That
but
got
we live in
political
a society.
fast. That went from 0 to political very quickly.
That's not a very controversial opinion, though, right?
No,
Right.
I wouldn't say that's a controversial opinion. I'd say that in general, to align yourself with basic human rights shouldn't be controversial. These
Yeah.
days, for some reason, it can be, but like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
China,
Well,
I'd
actually,
say
we live in a
society we live
society.
in.
the
Yeah.
Chinese
Yeah.
government
Stanky leg.
is awful, dude. It's like really bad.
Okay, let's stop talking about this before
We
we
live in a
get
society.
Stop. We're gonna get demonetized.
Dude,
by the Chinese government.
Haha.
We don't have
Said
any
no one
ad
ever.
revenue.
dude, you know how you have to get monetized? You have to have like a certain amount of watch hours like
Yeah.
weekly to like qualify. It's ridiculous. That's fine. I'm not pursuing YouTube as a job or anything. I'm just doing this for fun.
Because
Yeah.
it is fun.
And we wouldn't want our jokes to be ruined by overexposure.
True. True. That
Society!
I like how I tied that back in.
society's a platypus. It's all just propaganda.
Yeah,
In
we've
the
all got
wise
a
words
stanky
of
leg controlling us. We've all got a
Hey,
stanky leg
how long have we
controlling
been going for? We've been going for roughly 40-ish minutes.
You have been
Just wanna-
stanky legging
I
for the
hadn't even
entirety of this
noticed.
video. Kudos to you.
Comment below.
I would switch legs now. if you're
Comment
still
below
stankying.
what your top time is for longest stanky leg. Comment down below to see if it's better than mine. I'm not telling you until you
I
comment.
have it in my head. I have the number in my head.
Stanky leg
Whoever
completion
beats
speed
me,
run.
I will respond to their comments saying you beat me.
God, what do we title this podcast?
Stanky legging on the minions in parentheses. Casey died? Question mark.
No, Casey's stanky legs.
Society's a platypus.
Casey's stanky legs on society and freaking dies.
Casey
Casey
stanky legs on the
dies,
Minion
question?
Society and dies.
Yes. All right.
You
Well,
think we should call it here, guys, or keep going, or what?
I think we can keep going. I'm feeling good.
Okay, well,
I feel like I have more comedic.
Yeah.
No, I call it comedic. Literally every time something happens, I just say society stanky leg, and
Well,
that's my
we're-
comedy.
it's past midnight now. We're all just tired, and this is where we get funny, is when we're just sleep deprived. Either that,
Yes, dude. The funniest parts, like the random moments of that. Here, we can probably do. Can we do like behind the scenes, like behind like the random clips at the end of that Star Wars Heroes video?
sure. Yeah, for the people who, first of all, no one's probably watching this, except for our future selves. But we made a Star Wars tier list. I'll put that like an iCard in the corner if I end up watching this all the way through and remembering to do it. We're us four, and another one of our cousins, we ranked some Star Wars characters, and it was pretty awesome. It was like
Shout out to
12 o'clock
Ryan.
1 o'clock that we were recording.
I did a banger of a Padme impression.
He did, yeah. It was like spot on, like the rate of which you were talking was like spot on with how she did, like the timing.
I mean, not that her voice delivery was particularly
No, I think
memorable,
it was
but
perfectly, dude.
Well, we
Yeah.
can't all be perfect, Josh. Okay. Society can't be perfect.
that wasn't me. That was not me criticizing your impression. That was me stanky legging Hunter on her acting.
Ah, yes.
Okay. Like if you want to stanky leg on the prequel acting.
I think Natalie Portman's a pretty good actress. I think that is just George Lucas's direction. But we'll talk about that in the actual episode of.
Yeah. So we spent so back to what Peyton was saying. We spent an uncanny amount of time talking about the sheer muscularness and masculinity of Watto.
Because I think we had
out,
all girls in the bad tier. I think it was like Rose, Ray, and
Not really. It was Holdo.
yes,
Padme.
Holdo and Padme, I think. And I was like, wait a second, they're all girls. Star Wars fans can't be sexist, and so we agreed to put the most masculine character we possibly could, and it was Watto, without a doubt. It was Watto. So we did. Josh was right. We took an uncanny amount of time to describe in full detail the absolute masculinity of this Giga Chad that is Watto.
I actually cut that part out, took out all the context, and put it at the very end. At the very end of the video, I have a bunch of out of context footage where what we're saying sounds really stupid. So yeah, go check that out.
Go check that out. Watch till the end.
Yes.
We're just going to watch
Anything out of context is just the best.
Yeah, and then
I won't lie, that's my favorite kind of humor.
we also did the same thing with what's his name, Boss Nas or something like that.
Boss Nass.
Yes. Yes, he taught me how to shave because that's why I said because we were talking about masculine. We needed someone else masculine. And so we were talking about all the masculine things he taught us to do. And so he taught me how to shave.
I actually
He's
taught
my
you how to be a
father.
man.
He was like a father to me.
I actually have. I think I still have the uncut version of
Really?
that.
Editor's cut.
Listen,
Editor's cut.
if we get if we get 20 likes on this, will you release the unedited version?
No, dude, I don't want to do that. I think I said some stupid stuff on there.
This is what
I'll
happens when
set
we
some
record
stupid
late.
stuff on there.
Oh yeah, I'll said some regrettable things.
I didn't say anything.
I regret nothing.
But
I have to
Casey,
promote myself.
I have an OnlyFans account, says Casey.
Listen, I have to self-promote.
Self-promotion. We mentioned self-promotion. Do stanky leg.
Self-promote stanky leg.
Dude, this is gonna be
In
the
that
absolute
order.
best. Like years from now, when I'm like bored, I can just pull this up and listen to us talking.
Yeah.
I have a feeling we're gonna laugh and cringe.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
What
Our
we're saying is
viewers-
probably gonna be so cringe at that point.
Oh my
Well,
god.
probably
what?
like
What do you
so-
think? Like Peyton, like repeatedly telling us society stinky like.
Probably, yeah.
Honestly,
That's exactly what I was thinking about.
We're gonna watch this when this is uploaded and think it's super cringe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is just us talking. Like we would probably be talking like this regardless if there was Craig recording or not.
Yeah, this has been pretty raw, so that's pretty cool.
All of our podcasts are unscripted.
I don't know if there's anybody that isn't in our direct family that watches this, but if you are, comment what would you like to hear us talk about?
Literally anything. Literally.
We'll talk about anything.
Dude, we can take
No
because we have-
boundaries.
we have, like-
Politics, everything's
how
in.
many- Didn't we get like 74? No, not 74. Do we have 74 views on the first log round now?
I think so.
I think so, somewhere around that.
Dude, that's
75.
crazy. That's insane.
That's a lot of views.
If we could get that amount of views on this video,
That's
we
like
could actually
PewDiePie level.
we could actually do like suggestions, like comment down below what you want us to discuss next. We could actually do what our viewers are. That's insane. I say
Yeah,
our
yeah,
viewers,
I'm
like
not
it's
sure,
our
like, how
channel.
long
It's
yeah.
CJ's channel. I help.
Yeah, in 10 minutes we'll hit the hour mark and we should probably cut it off there just so I can render this, you know.
Just so people's
Honestly,
legs don't fall off.
I feel like we could even record a whole other pod if we wanted to. Just
Actually,
label it late
You guys-
night
you guys
chat and we can just talk about random crap.
You guys gonna cut this off here and then make another 40-minute podcast?
Bet.
Bet, let's do it. All right. Sounds great.
Okay, you know what? We're gonna end it here. Right now, if you have a brain, like and subscribe to the video.
Comment down below. What you want us to do
Comment what you want us
next?
to talk about. We're gonna go record another one because
Listen,
it's 12 o'clock in the morning. We have nothing else to do.
another thing I want to say: for every like on this video, I will make a video. I'll have CJ record me doing the stanky leg for 1 second for every like that we get on this video.
Oh, also,
Just
be sure to
smash the
comment
like
below
button.
your time for your marathon stanky legging, just to see if
Alright.
you beat me.
CJ will reply our top times if you comment
Alright.
below. So
And
go
right
ahead and do that.
now, Puffs 1963 is starting. It's growing, and now it's playing, and we're out.
I got Reese's Puffs in my bowl. Nowadays on cruise control. I got Reese's Puffs in my bowl. And just like that, I'm on a roll. Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs. Peanut butter chocolate flavor. Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs. In the AM, it's the flavor I savor. Peanut butter and chocolate too. You know how I do, that's what I wake up to. My Reese's Puffs inspired this rhyme. That peanut butter chocolate combination's on time. Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs. Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs.